Some brilliant concepts and epic superhero moments have been wasted in the most disappointing movies produced by Marvel and DC. In the last few decades, Marvel and DC have managed to bring superheroes into the mainstream with their respective live-action franchises, with some of their movies being among the highest-grossing and most popular movies of all time. However, not all projects coming from Marvel Studios, Sony Pictures, or DC Studios are so successful, yet even the worst of the bunch have included some strong moments. Superhero franchises including the Marvel Cinematic Universe, DC Extended Universe, soon to be rebooted into the DC Universe, Fox X-Men Universe, and Sony Spider-Man Universe have all delivered some divisive and controversial movies. All too often, these franchises' worst films actually include moments that are pretty great, but perhaps were handled poorly, or would have been more effective in another project. Movies such as Madam Web, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, X-Men, The Last Stand, and Thor, Love and Thunder have all fallen victim to this pattern. Madam Web's villain was a great idea, badly handled. Madam Web, 2024. The most recent installment in Sony's Spider-Man universe, Madam Web, debuted Tahar Rahim as Ezekiel Sims, a villain hellbent on tracking down Cassandra Webb's new allies, who he has witnessed killing him in a premonition. Ezekiel Sims was wildly different in Madam Web compared to his Marvel Comics counterpart, who is depicted more as a mentor to Peter Parker. While the changes made to Ezekiel Sims actually made sense for the 2024 movie's narrative, Madam Web's handling of the character made these alterations meaningless. Madam Web's questionable script certainly didn't help Rahim's performance as Ezekiel Sims, but to make matters worse, the majority of the villain's lines were redubbed and presumably added in post-production. Many of Rahim's lines weren't synced up properly with his movements, making most of his time on-screen distracting and embarrassing. Sims is a complicated character in Marvel Comics, but Madam Web reduced him to a self-obsessed, egotistical, and awkward mess. X-Men Origins. Wolverine was originally expected to kickstart a new series of spin-offs from 20th Century Fox's original X-Men trilogy, but the movie's poor performance cancelled these plans before they really began. The weakest solo movie featuring Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, X-Men Origins told a story packed full of annoying contradictions, gratuitous and meaningless action sequences, and controversial twists on fan-favorite characters. There was, however, one shining moment in X-Men Origins, Wolverine.